it's important that we send out a signal that we will not tolerate hooliganism, no matter where it's coming from. Whether from the center of government, from the political parties, from social organizations or whatever, we should not tolerate hooliganism. And we have to make that point very, very clear. The 1992 Constitution guarantees many rights for citizens, which must include us, and many rights for media houses and journalists like us. And it's important for us to insist that these rights are observed. We do not want to have another Ahmed Swali. And it's important that all the state agencies and so on should become proactive in the prevention of assaults on journalists. We all feel particularly concerned about what is happening because our association gave an ultimatum for the security services to investigate the arrest of the beating of our colleague. And that ultimatum has been completely ignored. No response. And that's an outrage. Forget about the disrespect shown to the association and journalists generally and so on. The signal it sends is that we are not going to be protected. They don't give a heck about what happens to us. And I think it's about time we also sent a signal that we are ready to fight all the way until media freedom is respected and journalists are protected from the violence of nitwits and crooks. Thank you.
A round of applause one more time. Thank you very much, Mr. Kwesi Pratt. In a moment, we will be listening to an address by the President of the Ghana Journalists Association, Mr. Albert Jumfo. Thank you very much.
Thank you to my able executive members, to senior colleague, comrade Kwesi Pratt. We are grateful. And to our big brother, Mr. Gabriel Bosompem, we are very grateful to have you here this morning. Members of the National Executive of the GJ, the Executive Secretary of Primpac, reps from UNESCO, Mr. Kingsley Nanabueju, Central Regional Secretary of the GJ, colleague, media practitioners, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the National Executive of the Ghana Journalists Association, I wish to welcome you all to this morning's news conference. May I take this opportunity to thank you for your continued support to the GJ in promoting the interest of journalists and other practitioners in Ghana. I also wish to express profound gratitude to representatives of our media partners here who responded to our invitation at a very short notice. Furthermore, I warmly welcome from Cape Coast, Kingsley Nanabueju, the Central Region Secretary of the Ghana Journalists Association, and David Kobner, the morning show host of Cape FM, both of whom had traveled from Cape Coast to attend this morning news conference. Colleagues, on 8th January 2024, we addressed a news conference here at the Gifty Afeidazi conference room and presented a wide range of activities lined up for the GJ and the entire media fraternity in Ghana this year. But within the many positive outlooks for the year we shared with you, one bad note gave us sour taste. Colleagues, the bad note I am referring to is the assault against David Kovina. David Kovina, who is here with us this morning. He was assaulted on Thursday, 4th January 2024 at the Central Regional Vetting of Parliamentary Aspirants of the New Patriotic Party, held at the Regional Coordinating Council, RCC, by some thugs, numbering about 15 and wearing branded T-shirts of Mavis Awakumsi, the Honorable Member of Parliament for Ewutu Senior East. The thugs mistook David for another person they alleged had insulted the MP, who is also the Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture Development. Colleagues, we are informed that a man believed to be a police officer invited unsuspecting David to establish his identity. David produced his media house ID card as evidence of his identity. But in the process of doing so, someone slapped him from behind and other thugs joined in the assault, beating him mercilessly. Unfortunately, the purported police officer who invited David for engagement did not stop the thugs from assaulting the innocent morning show host. Colleagues, what everyone needs to appreciate is the fact that these thugs would have killed David, but for the timely intervention of some of his colleagues around. They did not care about the evidence David showed them that he is not the one they were accusing. That is how unreasonable they are. It is important to appreciate the gesture of Mr. Peter McMenu, former national chairman of the New Patriotic Party, who chaired one of the regional vetting committees, that's the Team B, and who offered 1,400 to be given to David to cater for his hospital bills after his attention had been drawn to the incident. Colleagues, you may recall that in our 8th January news conference, we made the following demands. And I will stress on them once again. 1, that the MPP at the regional and national level must investigate the matter immediately and identify the culprit. 2, that the MPP at the regional and national levels must sanction the perpetrators of the assault on David. 3, that the Ghana Police Service must investigate the incident immediately and speedily in order to prosecute the culprit. And 4, that the Ghana Police Service must investigate and identify the purported police officer who invited David before he was assaulted and bring him to face sanctions for unprofessional conduct. Colleagues, you may also recall that we had reserved notice. We also recall that we had served notice that if by close of Friday, January 12th, 2024, our demands had not been met, we shall advise ourselves accordingly. Following the news conference, we submitted written petitions to the MPP national, that's both at the national and regional levels, and the Ghana Police Service pursuant to our demands. The deadline has long passed, and we are here to report back to you and the nation at large. Colleagues, we regret to inform you that nothing, absolutely nothing, has been done by the MPP and the police in respect of our demands. 3 weeks after the assault, no arrest have been made and justice has been denied David, while the thugs continue to work freely and emboldened to unleash more venom on other persons very soon. In the light of the cold silence by the MPP and the police on the case, especially to bring the perpetrators to face the law, considering the unabated cases of attacks against journalists and other media practitioners in recent times. Following the intel we had picked last year regarding plots by some political actors to attack journalists and other media practitioners severely and rampantly this year as a strategy to put fear in media practitioners during the electioneering. Having consulted with our partner institutions, including GIBA and PREPAC, as well as senior members of the association and heads of media institutions, the Ghana Journalists Association hereby calls as follows. 1. All media houses must give total media blackout to Mavis Awa Kumsi and stay away from her as MP, Minister of State, or any other public capacity and position she may hold. This is because we believe there are attacks on reasonable and evil-minded people around the MP who pose serious threat to the lives of journalists and other media practitioners. I must emphasize that we have nothing against the person of the MP, but we are scared of people around there. 2. The MPP leadership at the national and regional level must endeavor to fish out the thugs who assaulted David and sanction them appropriately. 3. The Ghana Police Service must speed up with investigations into the assault case and prosecute the perpetrators. And 4. The Ghana Police Service must identify and sanction the purported police officer who invited David and watched on whilst the innocent morning show host was beaten mercilessly by the thugs. Colleagues, our call for total media blackout on Honorable Mavis Awakumsen is with immediate effect and until further notice. We may reconsider it when we see evidence of action by the MPP and the Ghana Police Service to identify, arrest, and prosecute the thugs. We are following this case with keen interest, and we shall periodically review it and update the general public on same. Colleagues, we urge all media houses to rally behind our call and ensure that it has a biting effect. This call is in our collective interest. Let's bear in mind that there are dangerous people around Honorable Mavis Awakumsen. They can kill you. Whether you are in the studio, home, church, mosque, or public gathering, they can come for your life. That is because they are unreasonable. Just stay away from her and be safe. I will also use this platform to urge the MPP officials and supporters across the country to treat journalists who will be covering the parliamentary candidate or the parliamentary aspirant elections on Saturday. Is it the primaries? They must ensure their safety. It is our prayer that reporters will be allowed to do their work freely without intimidation and attacks. We will not take or tolerate any negative happenings on Saturday or from Saturday's primaries. I will also end by reiterating the need for us to preserve evidence whenever we come under such attack. The need to remain professional in the discharge of our duties, very key, and for easily identification, let's all try to be in our branded vest or jacket anytime we go out for such assignment. Thank you all for your kind attention.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Albert Jumfor, President of the Ghana Journalists Association. You just heard that there's total blackouts, media blackouts on Honorable Mavis Howard Kumsen for reasons stated below. So stay away at your own interest, as you've been said. And this is a collective action to ensure that all journalists are protected. Remember, if it happens to somebody, next time it could be you or me. So we need to be organized and get together in this particular agenda, which is why we're all here today. It's for the welfare of all of us and the safety of media in Ghana. We'll be taking questions from journalists who are gathered here today, those who have concerns. Remember, this press conference and the questions should be addressed specifically to the issue that has been raised today. So I'll take questions. We'll take questions. Anyone who has questions, please proceed to the podium. You mention your name, your media house, and be precise and concise. No preambles to your question. Remember, we're live, and we need to get premium for that live and all of that. So if you have any questions, proceed to the podium and let's do this quickly. Any questions? Any questions? You mention your name, media house, and let's go. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Abdul Hanan, GH1 TV and Star FM. I want to find out from you, colleague, sincere apologies and sorry to you for what you went through. We sincerely solidarize with you. I want to find out from you the money that a former chairman of the party offered to you. Did you reject it on principle, or you rejected it because it was not up to your medical bills that you were supposed to pay? And in my personal opinion, I would have wished you never took the money, no matter how or whoever presented the money to you. And secondly, the Secretary of the Central Region and you yourself mentioned that you've been able to identify one of them. Is a person living in the Central Region, and how come has the police in the area explained to you why they were unable to pick up this one individual you were able to identify? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any more? Class FM.
My name is Havila Kekeli, Mr. Chairman, Mr. President. I want to ask, is there any punitive action against any media practitioner, any journalist or any media house who will violate this call or this action? Yeah.
Thank you. Any more questions? Any more? Any more questions? So we'll have the president respond. Okay.
Yes. Thank you once again, my brother. I didn't reject the money based on any principle. I only wanted to reject it because it wasn't up to the bills. But since he pleaded with me, we decided to take it, and then I expect that we hear from them. Thank you. And again, the second question, the one we had a picture, yes, is living in Central Region, but the police hasn't informed us the reason to which they've not made any arrest. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do we have any more in response to the...
Okay, thank you very much. On the whether there's going to be a punitive action, this is not a law, it is a call. And we are appealing to a fraternity in our collective interests. So we are expecting that we will all rally behind this call and make sure that the call will achieve its intended purpose. We appreciate the fact about the kind of media ownership structures we have. And also the fact that we don't even have any information about who owns which media. For all you know, the Honorable MP may even own a media house. And honestly speaking, you may not expect that media house to heed our call. But the point we are making is that today it may be David, tomorrow it may be Kofi Eboa. So if you refuse to heed the call and tomorrow you come under attack, then you appreciate why it is important to address this issue as a collective and not as an individual. So we are expecting that we will all join forces with the GJA and ensure that we let this call have the biting effect as President had indicated. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We'll take questions. If not, would call it a day. Any more questions? Any more concerns? Yeah.
Okay, before I do the wrap-up in Chi, let me add to what the General Secretary said. Before this morning's presser, we've had extensive engagement, done extensive engagement with all major stakeholders, including, but not limited to, heads of key media institutions. So, spoken to heads, owners of media institutions we know. We've also reached out to veterans, like we said, we mentioned earlier, and also all the umbrella bodies. PRIMPAC will ensure that its members will not violate or heed to this call. That's why PRIMPAC is here. GIBA, that is the Ghana Independent Broadcaster Association, will also do same and all that. So you can trust that this time around, we are very sure that it will have a biting effect. This is what we are looking for. So that means whatever is happening Saturday, anything involving the MP, we stay aside. We don't want to hear any reportage occasion in that regard. So let's take notes. Colleagues, Yadamase, na yama munina so ache.